Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to channel CodeX. This is your host Afzal, and in today's live stream I'm going to talk about the Flutter CodeX app series, and we are going to finish that. Let's wait for the people to join. I can already see many people has joined. Sauraj, Rutre, hi Sauraj, hello Ahmed Sheikh, hello Simple Anims, and there's a comment from Om Thakre that he's facing some issues, so we'll take a look on that as well. So how are you guys in general, like what's going on, how you guys are enjoying, or how you guys are, going through this pandemic and going through this lockdown periods, and what's the situation for you people? Let me tell about myself. Here things are a bit safe, like things are in control, so we can easily go out. All places, all marketplaces are open, but yes, we are taking the precautions of mask and gloves. Hello Ram Kumar, hello Muhammad Al Fateh, thank you for joining the live stream. So let me set the agenda for this live stream. I'll be talking about the Flutter CodeX app series, and if you haven't seen that, the link is in the description. The first link in the description is about the whole series. I think there are 6 videos so far, so if you directly jump into this live stream, you will feel like alien. You will not understand a lot of things, but if you are following the series, you will understand almost everything. Getting blank screen. Okay. Bijaya Adhikari, I am from India, from Mumbai, and currently I am in UAE. Okay, so 13 people. Let's wait just few more seconds for other people to join, because just now I sent a reminder. So hello Goswami, Ankit. All right, so for the new people, we are talking about the Flutter CodeX app series. Link in the description if you want to check the previous videos. There are almost 6 videos. You can of course check that. It's really helpful. It's like one of the best series, and I started, I was just checking that videos today. I started just with my mobile phone when I was starting this CodeX app series. So the previous video, first and second videos which you'll see, it is like the quality of the video is very poor, but yes, I recorded the audio later on, so audio will be fine. With audio should be fine. You can go ahead and check that. And today we'll be wrapping up the CodeX app series. I'll just modify some of the code. I'll just clean up the code, and I'll show you real time how notification and everything is working in Alarm application. And finally, we will talk about the shipment of application, like how you can deploy your application on a store. Of course, I'm not going to deploy that because it's not production ready. I have to improve a lot of things, but just a fair idea, like how you can start with. Can you make Firebase app? My time, Firebase application, of course I can make. I have deployed few applications with Firebase Analytics, Firebase Crashlytics, Firebase Notification, all those stuff. But specifically, like which feature of Firebase, because Firebase itself is a very big topic. You can have Firebase storage, notification, of course, FCM people are using. Analytics is one of the best feature of Firebase, and there are a ton more feature inside that. Of course I can cover that, but currently I'm working on more of BLoC Pattern, state management, those things. And recently I have published a video on flare animation, which is also a cool thing. Like people they are not utilizing the power of Flutter toolkit, like how easily you can integrate some animation and it just look awesome. The user experience, no, it just goes to the another level. So let's check some comments, and then we will start with our tutorial today. So I'll be showing you the piece of code today, so get ready for that. Hello Johnny Cruz from Colombia. Okay, Goswami Ankit is asking where did you study? Okay, I studied in Pune. My primary education I did in Mumbai, and later on for graduation I moved to Pune. Please complete BLoC Pattern series with BLoC package. Salah Kamal, for BLoC I have already released 2 videos. One was the like basic fundamental how to work with that, and one was about the best practices, how to clean up the BLoC pattern, how to pass the events and get the states out of it. Package, of course, I'm planning for the GetX package to work for state management, not specifically BLoC, but that really solves the purpose. It has a lot of inbuilt features, so GetX I'm planning to work on. I'm a huge fan of beautiful work and design and with explanation. Thank you very much. Thank you, Vivek, for writing such a lovely comment. I really appreciate that. Okay, Goswami, Ankit, I'll answer all of your question, but let's start for the video, this video, because a lot of people are waiting and they are in the queue. So let's hit the Visual Studio Code. And let me share you my screen as well. Before I do that, let me pull chat window as well outside the YouTube Studio. Okay, so that I can read my chat and interact with you guys as well. So this is my device over here and where the chat window went. Just a second, normal setup thing. I'm just pulling my chat window. Okay, here it is. Now I can keep this in the bottom over here, somewhere here. Okay, perfect. So let me share my screen to you guys. I hope everybody can see my screen and I'm loud and clear. You people are able to hear my audio properly. Recently I bought this Maono mic, so I hope there should be no complaint about the audio and everything will work smoothly fine. So before we start, Shyam Ganesh has asked where to find the complete UI design for free to code on Flutter. On Pinterest or on Dribble, you will find a lot of design. You just ask them for their permission, or what you can do is refer their design and do it yourself in the Adobe XD, and you can write your application from there. Was a good example. This is also explain a Flutter way channel also. So which laptop is best using under 50K? Okay, so without wasting much time, let's fire up our project, which is a CLoC app application. I'm going to close this welcome page, go to lib, go to main file. Here is our simple CLoC application, and let me give it a run. So whatever you are seeing inside the Visual Studio Code, I have already committed everything on GitHub. You can go ahead and watch this same code on the Git channel. So I'll put link in the description if you want to check that as well. Just real quick, because of lot of people were complaining that this thing is not working, that thing is not working. So I was a little worried, like what is happening with them. So I'm going to put a GitHub link for you guys, afzalali15/Flutter alarm clock. You can see the entire source code is there, and you have to use the master branch. Don't use the episode 5 and 6. That is specific to that episode. So use master branch and everything is present. And once we are done with this live stream, I'm going to commit all the code changes again to the same branch. Okay, so let me just put that. Git source. Okay. Ganesh, I usually practice before giving a demonstration. One day I take, like out of my office hours, I come home, I practice myself what I have to deliver next day. It takes couple of hours, and then next day I deliver the same thing to you guys, because without practicing it will be a difficult thing. Like I'll be fixing issues, bugs in front of you, and that will waste your time, so I don't want to do that. You can say that 2-3 hours or 4 hours max I practice myself, and then I give a video, like I create a video for you guys. All right, so good to go. We can see the alarm application is up and running, but there are few things which is not ready yet. Like it is just a prototype, not a prototype completely. It is functional, but some things are commented. Some things I have commented for performance or for demo's sake, so that I'm going to uncomment, and I'm going to improve the code as well a little bit, and then we will see how we can publish it. Of course, I'm not going to publish on the store today, but I'll talk about the package and all those things. All right, So this application, the first thing which you see here, the timer is not moving. Okay, the clock, the second hand, and everything is static. Once it loads, that is the last thing it shows. So for that, what you have to do, if you're following up the series, of course you will understand. If you are not, if you are new to this video, I'll recommend you to go ahead and watch the previous 6 videos. It's a big series. You can watch it like a movie or something, and then you come to this live stream like later on, once this live stream is published, and then you will understand a lot of things. So let's go to this clock page first. Inside our home page, we have bifurcated the pages. So there are alarm page, timer page, stopwatch. So there's something called clock page inside the home page you will see. Okay, so let's go to clock page first, and then okay, so inside clock page sorry, you will see that we have used a clock view on line number 67. If you're following up with the code, you go to clock view. It's right over here inside the views. You can go directly, and there you will see that I have commented out this timer part. So like for demo purpose, I don't want it to run execute every second, so just uncomment that. And this timer comes from .async. So let's import that and restart the application. So now you can see that the clock started moving. So this was the first thing. Many people were complaining that the application is not working, the second hands and these things are not moving, because I commented in my Git source, and that was for demo purpose. And of course, when you're going live, you have to make sure everything is uncommented. So this was just a prototype application. Okay, and now you can see that this is getting updated, but this part over here, the digital value 16, that is not updating. Even if it changes to like if it changes from 16 to 17, it will not update. And the reason, again, we'll go to clock page one more time. Okay, and here where I'm using this text, basically this is the text which displays you the formatted time over here, and there's no way to update it. It just calculates the formatted time once over here, and it's going to keep it's just going to show you that entire life cycle. So we have to figure out a way to update this time as well. So I'm going to just show you real quick. And before we do that, let's take some comment as well, because it's a live stream, people are interacting. So Mehdi Hassan has says, I forgot code after 2-3 days. What I do before? What should I do? Mehdi, being a developer, it happens. Like you forget some names and some methods, and you go to Google and you search it. But if you're forgetting the logic which you have written, that should not happen, because most of the time you have to invest on writing a logic, or what rule or what business logic you have applied. So you should remember that. And I really never came in this situation that I'm forgetting my code, so I cannot really help you with what to do for such case. But keep on practicing, and when you're writing logic, make sure you understand that well. So this may be one of the key that you're forgetting, because you are not understanding the whole concept. You're just copying pasting something from the internet, and of course you will forget what it is. Even it happens with me. If I copy paste something on internet and I just try to think that okay, it's fine, unless and until I understand what it is written, I'm not going to remember it, because it's written by someone else, right? So make sure you understand that very well, then you will remember for your like even if you open 1 year later as well. And the best the other way also is to write comments. If you're forgetting your logic, just write comments before each line what you're trying to do there. So like that, here I can write formatting date time in hour and minute. Like that, you can write any description you want. So that is also a good way. It not only helps you, but it helps other developer, if you're working in a big team, to understand what you have written. Okay, now I'm going to delete it. You all know what we are doing here. All right, so okay, Mishar Khan has already replied, forgot code. Seriously man, I stopped doing Flutter and now learning Node.js for my Flutter app backend. Seriously. Mishar Khan, he didn't mean to say that he changed Flutter to Node.js, something like that, but of course it happens. If you are copy pasting some code from internet, or even if you're following this tutorial and you copy paste some code from GitHub, you will forget after 2-3 days, or even in the evening you open, you will forget that. The reason, you have to understand why certain thing has been done this way. So why I have applied HHMM, on format, on what object we have applied. So if you remember all those things, the basic fundamental concept of all those stuff, then you will remember for longer. Okay, let's move ahead. And I was talking about this formatted text, which date time we were showing, and we are not at all updating this. So what we can do, we can write a timer over here and update each second, but that will again cause you with performance issue, because every second you will be updating this thing, and on top of that you will be updating other items as well. Even if it's not changing, it's going to take a comparison time. So what we can do is, instead of updating the whole page, we'll make this text as a stateful widget. So where it went, yeah, formatted date, this thing. So I'm just going to press command dot and say extract widget, and now I can say maybe what I can say, digital clock view or digital clock widget. Hit enter, and it will create a stateless widget for you. Okay, now you have a whole new widget to work with, and what we're gonna do is make this widget stateful and implement a timer over here, so that only this text widget changes over the time and not everything changes. Let me just see this viewer count real quick. People are enjoying or not, they're still in the live stream, or they just flew off. Yeah, 25 people are there. Congratulations to me. Oh, it's 16, it became 16. Anyways, so I know, because this is dedicated to one particular application series, so people who are, you know, who already watch all those videos, those people only will be continuing, because it's a directly, like it's a direct cut from somewhere I'm starting. People are not aware, so of course they will watch previous videos and then they will come to this video. So no issue with that. I hope Himanshu is there, because Himanshu was like aggressively, he's writing me mails, he was writing comments on YouTube video when the next part is coming, and that is a good thing actually. I really liked it, because you know, people, they're enjoying this content, they're enjoying this series, they want to see more out of it, like they want to see this application in real life. So that's a really good thing. A lot of people have requested me on mail and chat as well, that when next series of the clock application will come, sorry, next episode. So this is the final episode where I'll be formatting things for you guys. So we were designing the stateful widget, so let's change it to stateful widget, and when it's stateful, it has to override the state. So let's just override it. And okay, in state, in this widget, of course we don't want the build method, we want the build inside the state of it. So just hang on, let's see how the code flows, how we are changing, how we are modifying the existing code, because that is also very important. When you are a developer and you're working on someone else's code, you should know the trick to modify the code. Okay, so this is a stateful widget. Now I'm going to create another class which will be state of this class. So I can say digital clock widget state, and this will extend from, of course, state of this digital clock. So I can say digital clock widget. Cool. And now we will put the build method over here. Everything fine. Now it's giving a complaint that where this formatted time came from. It came from the widget, but we are not going to take this input from the widget. Instead, we'll just remove it. We're gonna implement our own logic over here to increment the digital clock. So I'm going to create a formatted time. So let me just take this out from here and bring this inside this stateful widget. And for this, now I can say datetime dot now. Simple, isn't it? So we have the formatted time and we are showing over here. It's just the same implementation, and of course inside the create state we don't want to throw exception. Instead we want to return this stateful widget. So far so good. Like, we created a stateful widget which has the logic to implement digital clock, and it's showing the same output so far. So we will use this digital clock. Okay, from where it's being called, let me just search it. Oh, here it is. Sorry about that. So we are not passing any parameter now, and everything should be happy. Now I can see that the digital clock widget is not a subtype of stateless widget in typecast also. So let's just restart. So because previously when we created digital clock, it was stateless widget, and now it's a stateful, so that's why it was giving error. So hot restart will work and it will solve the issue. So now you can see 15:25, the current time came just like that. And now we have to write a logic to increment the digital clock. Okay. So this is a live coding. I know a lot of people will be struggling to understand the things, but I assure you what I'm doing is just reformatting the code so that it looks nice and act like the page becomes actual page. It's not showing dummy data. So for that, I'm just modifying some values. If you're following CodeX app series, again, I'm repeating, if you're following CodeX app series, you're gonna find it easy. If you haven't seen the previous video, this will be very difficult for you. So go ahead, I have provided link in the description, the first link. You go ahead and watch other videos, and then you can later watch this live stream. Or if you want to join with this live stream, ask question, you're most welcome. You can stick to the live stream and ask your questions. Okay. Now what is happening, we are calculating the formatted time over here. So this digital clock view is our custom made stateful widget, and it has only one widget, which is text widget. Okay, and we are showing the formatted date time. So far so good. Now we want to write a logic to increment the minutes. Okay, increment the change the time per minute. So what you're gonna do is override the init method. So for that, I'm just going to copy paste some code from clock view, because there I have written the same logic. If you say inside the clock view state, we have this init state override, and there I'm doing the same thing, timer.periodic, and each second I'm setting the state. So I'll just copy this logic and paste inside our digital clock widget. And of course, this timer will come from .sync. So Todo Neva saying, how can I make an UI full responsive? So there are different ways to make UI responsive. It depends like what is your requirement. You are just targeting the which format, which form factor you are targeting. If you are targeting tablets, for that of course you have to work a little bit extra. And if you're just targeting the mobile device, the smartphones with the different sizes like 5-inch, 6-inch, 7-inch like that, then you can easily do that with the help of flexible widget. Okay, so flexible widget is very powerful, and of course you can use media query. There is a lot of commonly asked question that people say that how to make a screen responsive. First thing is use flexible where possible, and use media query to calculate height and width for the things. So Om Thakre is asking, is this screen is refreshing or only widgets are refreshing? So Om Thakre, as of now only 2 widgets are refreshing. The center clock widget which you see, that is refreshing, the analog clock one. And now we are writing logic to refresh the digital clock where you see 15:25. So only these 2 widgets will be refreshing. Other things will be same. It will not be rendering again and again. So for that only we are doing all this effort. So everything, like we are not just setting the state, so every page renders like entire the menu on the left side, the entire clock page, that should not render again and again. So that is our whole agenda. So as of now only this center clock is rendering, and now we are writing logic to render this every each minute, not even each second, because this value will be changing after each minute. So we'll write logic so that it changes only per minute. Okay, so I copied this init state. So when this digital clock initializes, that time we will fire a periodic timer of 1 second, and instead of setting state 1 second, we will do a check over here. If the time is moving from 1 minute to another minute, that time only we have to set the state. So Technocrate is saying we cannot use provider instead of extracting the digital timer widget. By the way, love your video, sir. Thank you so much, Technocrate. Of course, we are using provider in a lot of places, but provider works well with the model. If you have something changing in the model, that time provider really works well. But just for this simple thing where you have a text widget and you want to update a value after each minute, provider is like little too much configuration, little too much of boilerplate code for just simple functionality. So if in entire page you have just single thing to update, make it a stateful widget and write your logic over there, so rest of the page will not render and only that particular part will render. And of course, if you want to update a lot of things, like there's a user information or something, for that case of course provider is useful. So now this will be updating. If I restart, hot restart to be specific, and let me know the feedback about the audio quality. I'm using this brand new mic I purchased like more than 1 week ago. I created one tutorial on it. You people might have seen that, flare animation. So audio quality, let me know the feedback for that. How's the audio quality of this live stream? Okay, so far so good. I was talking about the timer update. So we are doing that every 1 second, and we have to find a way that instead of doing 1 second, we can do it 1 minute. So now let's see, let's have a watch on the second hand. Once it reaches the 12, it should change to 31. Okay, still it didn't happen. Why it didn't happen? Because in set state, we are not updating the value. Silly me. Okay, so let's just copy this code and put inside the set state. So now what will happen? Each second it will set the state to the same value. Okay, audio quality is very good. Thank you so much, Vivek. So again, we have to wait for 30 seconds to reach the timer. So let me see the comments till now. Who has sorry about that, my throat is a little bit upset. Okay, so far so good, no new comments. So let's check for the second hand to reach on the 12, and still nothing happening. What is going wrong over here? Something is goofy for sure. So this is targeting the formatted time. Okay, and after each second we are updating we are setting the state as well, but still this thing is not working. Can anybody tell me what is the reason for that? Or I can go ahead and check myself. Am I missing something? Or let me just restart the application real quick. So I'm just trying to figure out why the digital clock is not updating. So this is very common in live coding, that something will stuck, and that's why I do a recorded session where sometime I get it stuck. I can just skip that part so you people don't see that. Okay, and now let me just see how many viewers are there. It's looking good. Cool. So currently it says 1533. Now after, I think it worked, because last time I restarted was 1532. So let's wait a couple of seconds more. Because our logic is in place, it should not fail. It's very simple. Each second update the value, and of course I'm going to update that logic as well. But first we want to verify that this logic is working or not. Come on, come on, come on. 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, it worked. So our logic was correct. It's just matter of restarting the application. So once it reached 12, this second hand, it changed to 34. So this is working real time. We can hear you very clear and good. Thank you, Ram Kumar. So you have seen that the digital clock value is updating without impacting other widgets. Now what we have to do is think about this timer, this 1534. Is it changing every second? No. Then why we are setting the state every second? We have to think, if you're, of course, because with demonstration I have to teach you how to write a production ready code. So this we are updating every second, but it's not needed at all. So we can write some logic over here. Logic just takes a few milliseconds, or not even milliseconds, it just executes. And with that logic, it will not run every second. And what logic will be, it's very simple. We just have to find out whether the previous second, the previous value of minute has changed to next value or not. Like from 34 it became 35, or it's still on 34:01 second, 34:02 second. So that simple logic we have to write. So I'll say where previous minute is equal to, how we will calculate the previous minute, with datetime dot now dot minute, and instead of the current minute we'll say -1 second. So previous minute will be current time -1 second. What was the time? So I'll say how we can provide duration over here. Okay, sorry, now dot add, and here I can provide duration. So let me know in the comment section whether you guys are understanding the logic which I'm trying to write. Instead of changing from 1 second, I'm going to write a logic that this timer, this time should update each minute. So the previous minute will be, we'll add -1 second. So I'm going to say -1, and then I'm taking the minute value. So at current time -1 second, what was the minute value? And that we will compare with the current minute value. It's just simple formula. So I'll say current minute, and of course this time we don't have to add anything. So it will be straightforward, datetime.now.minute. So 1 second before, what was the minute value, and currently what is the minute value? If there's a difference between that, means it has changed. It is as simple as that. So if previous minute, come on, give me a suggestion, is not equal to current minute, or you can write less than equal to, whatever you want. But for me, like, if it is not equal, means of course it has changed. Either it has reduced or increased. Of course it will increase only, it can never reduce. So if it's not equal, I'm going to update the UI. So now we should see the update every single minute. So let me just write a print statement as well over here. I'll say print and say digital clock updated. Sorry, update. Yeah. Okay. So we can see that the digital clock updated is calling every single second. Okay. This should not happen. So we have to restart the application once again. Okay. Now you will see that digital clock updated called only twice after restart. Here the restart happened, and after that only twice it called. So now if you wait for another 1 minute, when it changes to 39, it will call one more time. So basically with this logic, we have reduced from every second call to 1 minute call. And that's how you have to write your code, so that you can change, you can improve the performance of your application. Instead of just making the Flutter platform to do the tedious job, you can write some code and improve the performance of your application. Okay, so that is about the clock page. So far we made the analog clock working, we made the digital clock working, and now we will move to the alarm page, so which is more interesting. Like I'll insert alarm, I'll remove alarm, all those stuff. Now let's see on the application. Once it changes to 39, you will see another entry over here. So basically this digital clock is updating only once a minute. Okay, so that was the whole agenda of this page. This page is functioning properly fine now. Now let's move to the next page, which is alarm page. So I'm stuck in episode 2 application. There's a shader error. Yes, Om Thakre, I have read your comment that you are getting some issue with the shader, but generally it should not happen. If you check out my Git source, You just check out normally and try to run that application. You will not see that. It means you are doing something wrong somewhere inside the clock view. So you can go ahead and check, compare your code with line by line, something wrong you may be doing there, because this is the same git source I'm running over here. This is updated last 4 minutes before, so you should be having the same exact same code with you, and just try to match with your code with the git source. It should work fine. So let's move to the next page, alarm page, and let's do some tweak over there, and then we will finish our tutorial with some question and answer. Okay, currently we can see that there's one alarm at 10:15 a.m. schedule. So let me just delete it. And now you have seen that when I click delete, actually it deleted in the record, which was our last episode, episode number 6, but it didn't refresh the UI. So because I was demonstrating only the SQLite part where delete and update operation should happen, so I didn't update the UI. If you switch back to clock and come to alarm, you will see that the alarm has been removed. Okay, so those all things people were complaining that this is not working, that is not working. So because depending on every episode I was demonstrating that particular feature, so my agenda was not to complete this application and make a project of this application, but using this sample example I wanted to demonstrate different features of Flutter, like how to work with provider, how to work with SQLite, how to do how to switch menu with provider stuff, how to work with the custom painter. So my agenda was take a sample example and using that demonstrate different features of Flutter. So fine, it's a good thing that people are complaining, because people only complains when there's something, when they are doing or when they are trying to work on that. So it means that you people are liking the video and you people are working on it, then only you are complaining. And one mistake, I agree that one mistake I did, I want to show you guys in this video. In Android manifest, go to app source, and here inside main manifest I did one mistake, that I added this receiver over here, these two receivers basically inside the activity. Here I was writing, okay, so previously these two receivers were here. Because of that, lot of people were getting error. So while demonstrating, I was demonstrating on the iOS platform and I forgot in hurry just pasting below the activity, I pasted above the activity. So that was one of the mistake. You have to paste receiver outside the activity to make it work. So make sure you do that correction. I've already committed the change on the GitHub if you are following the Git series. Okay, so this was one of the mistake which I did in tutorial. So fix for your side as well, you will not get issue. And it was the self-explanatory error. It was saying that the receiver is placed on the wrong place. So if you have seen the error closely, you will be able to tell that this was the issue. Okay, so that is being fixed. Check out the latest git source. And now let's move on to our clock page tutorial. So what I'm going to do is add the first alarm. So I'll click on add over here and change the time 4 o'clock 43, something like that, and say save. Like more than 2-3 bugs I have seen so far. First thing, when I selected 4:43, it says time of day 16:43. So first thing we will fix is the formatting issue. Second thing, when I clicked on save, nothing happened. So user will be clicking on the save again and again. Again, I will tell you that because of demonstration I did like that. It should automatically close the this bottom pop-up. It should automatically have closed. So those things we will do, but it's a prayer time. I'll just take a little 30-second of break and I'll be right back after prayer. All right, so I'm back. The azan has been said. So I was talking about the two issues. The first issue was this time format, which is displaying wrongly once you select it. And the second issue, after save click, nothing happens. It doesn't dismiss properly. Okay. So we're gonna fix that. So first thing, let me go to the time where it displays. It is here in the show model bottom sheet. So this is the bottom sheet. Inside that, we have this container. We have this flat button where time is displayed. I think so. Yep. And after that, this list style. So alarm time string is something which it populates. Somebody has subscribed or followed. You can hear the clap sound. Okay. Now we have to change this set model state. Basically, once you click on this one, show time picker, and once you select that value, it will come in the selected time. And from selected time, we are formatting the select alarm time string. This we have to change. The way it's formatted, we have to change. So what we'll do, we'll copy paste the same way how it is being populated at the first. So first you can see that it was populated with date format, with HHMM format, and here we are passing the date object. So we'll just copy this logic from here and where it went. Yes, inside the set model state. So now I'll say like this, and of course this will be not the datetime.now. It will be something what user has selected. So that datetime we have already calculated. It is selected datetime. Just copy that and put it over here. Okay, so the first issue is fixed. You will not be able to see. I'll show you in the next go. So that is fixed. Now let's fix the save issue. Once you click on the save, which is over here, and I'm also going to format this code. Actually, it should not happen that your on press method, your click events, all those coding parts should not go inside your widget hierarchy. It's very difficult to read, so I'm going to format that as well. So now what is happening once you set the alarm, basically here I'm inserting in the database, and this point I am scheduling the alarm, which is commented as of now. So a lot of people were complaining about that also, that alarm is not working because this code is commented. I was working on the DB part, so I don't want it to have the notification coming up, so that's why I commented it. So now this is uncommented, and at the same time we have to hide this pop-up. So the way we will do it, using navigator, come on, navigator.pop, and it will take the context. That's it. We are now popping out this one, and along with that, one more thing we'll do. Once the pop-up goes down, we have to update the list, okay, because there's one new entry in the list. So we'll say fetch alarm. What do we have? Alarm. There's some method for alarm. Let me go and check that. Load alarms, okay. So let's go back here, okay, and say load alarms. So now what will happen, once you click on save, it will save in the database, it will schedule alarm for that date time, and it will refresh the UI as well. Okay, everything is fine. And now let me just restart, or hot restart the application. Basically go to alarms. So you can see the first entry because that was created earlier. Now I'm going to add another entry. So it says 1549, I'll say 1555, okay, and then click on save. It will dismiss it and it will load the alarm again. So here you can see 355 came. All right, and now there's another issue, the feature is missing, that it's taking the same color for every alarm. We have a list of palette, but it's taking the same color. The reason, it's not finding the correct index. So let's go ahead and do that as well. But before we do that, let's format the code. So I don't want everything to be here. I want a little bit more clear. So I'm going to remove this onPressed method from here, and let's say on save alarm, and just generate this method. Where it went? Create a method on save alarm, and inside that I'm going to paste it. So I hope you people are enjoying it. You people are following up with me, like what I'm doing, how I'm improving the code. So now instead of writing this method inside the widget tree, we have separated out it. So like it's easy to read. Whenever I want to change something in on save alarm, I can literally go here and modify the code. It will work fine. Please make a video on MobX state management. Thank you so much, Sanket Jain, for your suggestion. I'll look into it. And now let's figure out why it's not taking the proper color gradient. All right. You can see, right, the code is inside widget tree, every logic, so that is very difficult. And the reason it is like that, because I did for demonstration, like I was demonstrating particular feature. In production code, you should not do like this. You should use provider for your update, and you should use different files for basically writing widget tree and code. Even if you write in the bottom of the same file all the methods, that is fine, but of course it should not go in the widget tree. Okay, so I was talking about the color of this list item, why it's not updating, because of, let's check what it's trying to wrap with. So Ahmed Sheikh has given a heart. Thank you so much, Ahmed Sheikh. Ahmed Sheikh is one of the member of our channel. I'll request you guys also to take membership. Okay, so here we have the gradient color. It's coming from the gradient index color, okay, and then it's applying to the container. So here the applying logic is perfectly fine, but I think it's taking from somewhere else. While setting the alarm, it's taking some different value. So when we are setting the alarm, we are providing this alarm information, and here the gradient index color is alarms.length. And where this alarm comes from, let me just check. Okay, so we found the issue that we are using this old hard-coded value of alarms, and that's why every time it's going the same color index. Okay, so now we have to change this to our current list, and the way we can do that, let me just go over here. So this is basically our current alarms. This future of alarms you see over here, this is our current alarms. So now we have to create another variable. I'll say list of alarm info, and then I will call it what I can call current alarms, just like that. And once this alarms has been fetched from the database, so here inside the future builder, if a snapshot has data, that time I'm going to add to the list. Of course, we can fetch from the same future list as well, but for that we have to write future.then.snapshot, all those logic. So I'm going to keep it in a single variable, simply like this, and say snapshot, just a second, yeah, snapshot.data. Simply like this. So what I did, once we retrieve the records from the database, I'm assigning it to a local variable. It's not local, sorry. It's a like state level variable, current alarms, so that anywhere inside application we can use this, anywhere inside this page. Sorry, I'm making a lot of mistake. Okay, and now instead of assigning alarm length from this hard-coded value, I'll say current alarms.length. So any point of time it will show the exact value, and this we can reproduce. Let me just go over here, delete this guy also. And let me just quickly check the viewer count as well. I know this tutorial is a little bit more code oriented. You people may be enjoying it or may not be enjoying it. but this is how the coding works, right? And if you're watching the Flutter boarding show, their flip is okay. Just a minute, let me share you the screen. So here we got the alarm notification, office, good morning, time for office. Okay, and this happened because we have set alarm for 3:55. That is still there in the database. Okay, it's still, that scheduling is there. So that is also one of the functionality, that when you are deleting some alarm, you have to remove that from the schedule. Okay, so that also came in the list now. But the basic idea is when I scheduled alarm, it is there and it is giving notification. So that is a good part. Okay, now let's what I was trying to do. Yeah, so now we have fixed the issue of gradient color, because gradient color was going from some hard-coded list. Instead of that, we are fetching the current list, and that length we are passing as the gradient color index. If you want to know about how this gradient color and everything works, you have to watch, I think, episode 4, where I converted everything in gradient color and all those stuff. That's really good tutorial. So now let's go ahead and add one alarm. So it says 15:56. I'll make it 15:59. Save it. It is added with the blue color, which is fine. Now let's set another alarm. So I'll say this for 4:56. Okay, and save it. Now it's added with the pink color. So this is what our color palette has. It has 5 colors defined. Sorry, it has 5 color defined, and if you want to check that, you can go to constant theme.data, and these are the 5 colors which should come in your alarm. The first one is the sky, the second one is sunset, sea, mango, and fire. So these are the color palette which I have defined. Okay, so we have fixed this issue as well. Now let's work on the delete part. Once I delete something, it's not updating the UI. So again, same thing, we are going to remove this code from widget tree. Let's go ahead and check inside this list view. And there should be one icon button where the actual logic of deleting goes. So here it is. On click of this icon, we are deleting the alarm from the database. So I'm going to remove this. Let's just cut it out and say delete alarm. And let's add this method in the bottom. So I can say just like that and add this thing over here. All right, so it requires ID to delete, of course, so we have to pass that ID from there, and we don't need to pass entire alarm object. Cool. And this delete alarm, let's check from where it's being called here, and we'll pass alarm.id. Same thing we are passing from here. Instead of deleting directly from here, we are passing the value to the method, and that method is basically deleting. Now onPressed method doesn't have any argument, so you cannot pass like that. So what we have to do is create anonymous method. You can create like that, and then inside that we will call this particular thing. So far so good. So we have moved the logic from icon button on click to the separate method, and we are deleting the value, deleting the alarm from there. So Technocrate has written a command: hey Siri, can you provide, do you want to say hey sir, a number of subscriber, he is working so hard. So total number of subscriber I have at this point of time is 6,300. I don't even remember. I think 6,350 or something. Okay, so let's go to delete alarm, and here we can write the logic to unsubscribe from the notification, because once your alarm is deleted, you don't want to notify the user. So write unsubscribe for notification. And I'm not going to do that, of course, because that will lead this you know, that will lead this tutorial to be 2-3 hours tutorial, so I don't want to do that. You understood the point. So you can use local notification plugin to unsubscribe and provide the ID there, and it will work. Can we add repeat option in alarm days? Om Thakre, yes, we can add repeat option as well in notification the alarm. What I'm saying, come on. The local notification plugin that has a feature to schedule every day. So I'll show you real quick over here where you can see that schedule alarm. Okay, let's go to this method, and this point where I'm saying notification plugin dot schedule, you can schedule for every day. So there's a different methods available. You can try that. So currently I'm going to just say schedule, and repeat and all information you can provide it over here. I know still this application is not production ready yet. A lot of things are hard coded, but I'm just trying to show you the basic how you can revamp your code and work with it. And once I upload this application on store, I'll let you guys know. But for this tutorial, like this will be the last tutorial, because I cannot maintain this code with you guys, because this is the basic funda. Like I wanted to explain you the fundamental of working with a real-time application, how things goes, how how you work with provider, how you work with list view, all those stuff. Because now if I start working like one project implementation, it takes 2 months, 3 months, and even years. So I cannot record everything and show in the form of tutorial. Of course, I have to cover other topics as well. I have to grow my YouTube channel as well. You understand that really well. So that is the reason I'm not, extending this series more than 8 tutorials. So already 6 videos are done. This live stream will be the final. If required, I'll do another video on CodeX app series, but that will be the final one. So far so good. So we are deleting from here. Okay, we are deleting from the database. We are unsubscribing for the notification. That your part you have to do. I'm just giving you the hint. And then we have to update the list as well, because after deletion, it should load the alarms again. So this load alarm is going to fire and it will load from the database. So let's just see whether it's working or not. Let's restart the application. Okay, it says 16:02. Our clock is working totally fine. It's been 1 hour that I'm recording and I'm talking. So let me switch to alarms page, and from here, so let's delete anyone. I'll say I want to delete this one, and it went. Okay, and now you can write a confirmation message if you want, but for alarm it's very simple thing. You don't want a confirmation message, but basically you can write anything you want. And as per the design, it should not be the delete button over here that I added for the demonstration of delete operation in SQLite. Here there will be a down arrow, with help of which if you click on that, you can see the details of that particular alarm, and inside that the pop-up you can add a delete button. Okay, and now there's an enable and disable switch over here. With the help of that, you can either subscribe to the notification or unsubscribe. But totally this is what I meant to show you guys, like how from non-functioning we can make it functioning. You have seen the alarm yourself. Now let me schedule one more alarm for you guys. So instead of 16:03, I'll say 16:05, inform me. Okay, save it. And this, yes, of course, this repeat feature, sound feature, and title feature, you guys have to work yourself. It's very simple. If you select the repeat feature, just make the scheduler work every day. It's inbuilt in the local notification. You can do that easily. For sound, you have to provide different sound inside your application, inside your asset folder. What the user have selected, you have to pass that value to the notification plugin and it will work perfectly fine. The title, of course, it's just a string value. You just take input from the user and pass. So while scheduling, basically over here, you have to get all those information and that you insert inside your database. And while scheduling alarm also, you have to pass that information. So let me just show it real quick. Okay, we got same value again. No, it's 456, it's 405. So I'm going to minimize the application to see whether the notification triggers or not. And what I'm going to do is in schedule alarm, I'm going to accept one more parameter, which is alarm info. So I'll say alarm info. And from where it's being called, here I can pass entire alarm info. So basically here you will pass the title of your alarm, which user has provided. You can pass the IDs and a lot of stuff, whatever you want. You can pass to schedule alarm, what is the sound user has selected, those all information. And here I can say alarm info dot title. Okay, so we got the notification, but for some reason it's not showing up. It's not like giving the in the notification tray, it's just ringing the bell. So let's see if we can fix that real quick, if it is if it's doable, of course. So on Android we have schedule alarm, it's going to this one, alarm info, channel for alarm notification icon, everything is fine, it should work. Let me check the main file as well real quick. So go to lib, go to main, and here's our configuration. Request alarm permission true, request badge permission true, request sound permission true, everything is there. So what I can do is I can just install the application. Maybe some permission got removed. I really doubt that. I don't even know where is our application. So there's a lot of application right here. Just a second. CodeX app, here it is, and I'm going to install it. Now let's see whether the notification comes or not. So I hope you people understood the CodeX app fundas, like how we are working, how we are interacting with the list view, how we are reloading it, how we are dismissing the pop-up, how those things work together. So my whole agenda of this series was to show you guys how different functionality work together inside application. Like you will find the tutorial for provider, you will find tutorial for list view and SQLite and local notification, but they're all separate tutorials. How it works in a single example that I wanted to show, and I was able to do that successfully. So let's go ahead to alarms, add one alarm real quick. I'll say for just 2-3 minutes later and save it. So we got our first alarm, and let me also show you one of the functionality. If you add more than 5 alarms, it will not allow you to add that. So let me show that as well real quick. I'll quickly add more alarms, save it. Okay, so how many alarms I have? 1 2 3 4. Okay, 4 alarms so far, which is good. Now I added the 5th alarm, and it's giving exception, range exception. Okay, something went wrong, so that's a good thing. In a live session we got it, so we can fix that right away. Okay, current alarms dot length. Here we are calculating the current alarms, of course, and this current alarms is being fetched from snapshot dot data. Okay, so what really went wrong? Let me just see the comment. How to connect app with the time using the datetime object, if I'm not wrong. Okay, still people are watching, that's a good thing. So all the members who are still there watching my video, thank you so much, because this is a very lengthy tutorial. I'm just trying to figure out and close this alarm clock application series. So of course this will be lengthy, but I'll try to wrap this live stream in next 15 minutes. So let's just try to fix this issue and we'll wrap it. So here we are finding the current alarms, snapshot.data. Okay, this is fine. List of alarms, and we are using, let me just restart, maybe it will help. Okay, fine. And when I go to alarm, it again gives me the issue, and I'm quite sure the issue happened over here. While saving, it added the length of 5 as well. So basically our validation didn't work at that time while saving the alarm. So the only way is to install the application again, because these records are being fetched from database. We cannot do anything. So I'm going to install the application again so that we can figure out the issue. Okay, cool. And now let me just run one more time. So let me know in the comment section what you guys would like to see in the next video, because this was the live stream. I'm just doing live coding. Next video will be the recorded video. I'll be working on the flare animation. I have planned for BLoC Pattern as well, and I have planned for the GitHub package as well. So just hit the comment section and tell me what you guys would like to see me doing in the next video. Of course, like upcoming videos, I should say, because next video is planned for the flare tutorial, where I'll be talking about how to create animation and all those stuff, how to create a flare animation, how to work with RIVE app. So I'm going to put a breakpoint. This is live debugging. So add alarm. This is the time. Just increase it a little bit. 13. Save it. Here it came. What is the length of that? It says 0. Okay, so the current alarm length is 0, which is fine. It will allow to insert. That is cool. Okay, I got the issue. So we should have stopped once it reaches the 5 alarm length. Okay, that's why it was giving the exception. So ideally, actually, it should not have happened, because we have the condition over here. If the alarms, yes, this was the culprit. So this followed by, if you see the bottom add button, the add alarm over here, that has a condition. If the alarm length comes to 5, it will not show that button at all. So because it still points to the wrong alarm, we are getting this issue. So I can say current alarms. Instead of checking the hard-coded alarm, that alarm was somewhere else, is a static variable. So it will check for the current alarms. So if there are 5 items in the alarm list, the add alarm itself will not show. So that issue will not happen. Okay. So this is how you figure out runtime. You have to debug something. You have to check whether that particular thing is working or not. And once you realize that thing is working, then you have to move to other thing, like from where this add button is showing. So I figured out that it was pointing to the wrong alarms instance. And now let me just restart. And now let's try to add more alarms. So we have one alarm set for 4:13. Now I'll trigger and add one more alarm. Save it. I don't want this breakpoint. This is working fine. Add another alarm. So I'll say at this time, save it. Add another alarm. Of course, you can add functionality over here to automatically scroll to that. So like that, you can improve your application as much as you want. So as soon as I add alarm, it should automatically scroll to that position. Okay. And now you can see the button of add alarm has disappeared and it's showing some error message. I'll show you. I'll just change the text color so that you can see what it says. So here in this if condition, if I just hide it, the else part says only 5 alarms allowed. So let's make it center. Sorry, what happened? So let's make it center and give it a color. Style, text style, and give it a color of white. Here you can see only 5 alarms allowed. So now we will not get that exception which you have seen earlier. And one more thing I wanted to check, why the notification is not coming in the notification tray. It's coming in the notification, like here it's triggering, but it's not coming in the notification. So maybe I'll figure out that, because it will take time of debugging and all those things. So I don't want to do that in the live session. It's already 1 hour 15 minutes. So I'll do that. I'll figure out how it works, and I'll put in the YouTube community post what changes I have done. And of course, I'm going to commit everything which you have seen so far on the Git so that you can follow up along with me. And this is all in general about the CodeX app series, right? So everything is working fine here in the clock page. Everything is working in the alarm page. You can see all the 5 alarms in the place. Timer and stopwatch, it's pretty simple functionality. You already know how to work with the, every second how to update something. So you can create custom paint where you will show like 360-degree circle, and once the timer is reducing, you can reduce the circle as well. Okay, for stopwatch also, it's just matter of incrementing the counter, just like we did over here for the digital clock. If we are changing this per minute, you can change per second, and that's pretty simple thing. Okay, now let's take few question and answer. What if I set alarm same time, will it ring 2 times? That's a good question. I don't really think so, because the schedule, the package itself, the local notification, that will figure out that two alarms are set for the same time, so it will trigger only once. I hope so, but I've never tried. Just try yourself with the latest code and let me know whether it happened or not. So that's all for this live stream, guys. I showed you the live coding of the clock application. I figured I revamped the code a little bit, some subscriber or follower. Okay, and yeah, that's all about. I'll see you guys in the next one with the next tutorial on Flare. So make sure to subscribe the channel, hit the like button, and write down in the comment section about this video what you liked and what you disliked. And let me know if you want to see more of the live coding sessions, or you want to see a pre-recorded video, because pre-recorded video generally get a good YouTube response, because a lot of people watch it. It's short and crispy, like in 10-15 minutes you will get the whole concept. You can pause and do stuff like that. Live stream I really enjoy, because I'm coding something, I don't have to edit it. After I finish this live stream, I don't have to edit anything, so I literally enjoy. But in terms of YouTube performance, it doesn't work for me. I doesn't get a lot of ad on that. I doesn't get a lot of viewer on that. People generally watch for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and they skip. So that's why I prefer doing the pre-recorded video. And let me know if you want to see more of live coding session. I'm happy to do that. And I will request you guys to go on Buy Me Coffee and support me over there. And if you don't want to do that, go ahead and take membership of this channel. In return of that, I'm providing a lot of feature, one extra video per month, and a lot of like you get a custom emoji and all those stuff. And even if you cannot do that, make sure to hit the like button and provide your comment. It will help to grow the channel. It will help to show this, like YouTube will suggest this video to larger audience. So at least do like and do comment for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.